Mr. Harpal Singh Garewal, and he'll be joining us very, very soon. So, this session is going to be really amazing. And apart from that, I would like to tell you all that he'll be talking about a very interesting topic, holistic effects on organic farming. So, can we have Mr. Harpal Singh Garewal on stage, please?
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you?
Very warm welcome to you, sir. So good to see you again.
Thank you, thank you. Hello, the audience. You see, as usual, uh, farmers always last. That is present scenario. But
So
not bananas
we
time. It was
yeah.
farmers first and then rest.
So
So,
we
anyways,
kept it like a grand.
there, there ayat, durust ayat.
Okay,
Yeah.
Hanji.
Chalo, anyways, that's see, my name is Harpal Singh Rewal, which she has introduced me you with. Uh, I'm an organic farmer since '92, and I'm doing organic farming at our family farms in Sirsa, Haryana. And I developed the projects all over North India. And I was the first organic farmer in North India. And then I helped, establishment of departments and all that. I think I don't need to take too deep into it because it's too much I. You see, what's happening today is I'm talking about organic farming scene. Since we started organic farming, Swati, I think I have an echo. Is it sort of down cut?
No, sir, your voice is very much clear.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting some echo now.
Uh-huh.
Uh, you see, when we established the organic farming, basically it is for the farmers and the consumers. The theme of organic farming is the farmer gets its remunerative price and the consumer gets the best food without any chemicals, without any contamination. But the purpose slowly uh, got defeated because of certain section of the society, and I would call them manipulators. See, what in my life, what I found out is the greatest corruption on earth is intellectual corruption. So there is nothing to beat intellectual corruption, and that's what is happening. And I'll try to correct, and I'll try to let you guys know what it is and how it can be corrected. Now, the first section is doing farming, and the second is how when you do farming, how do you sell it so that it reaches the right consumer. You see, customer is a word you can. A wholesaler could be a customer, an importer could be a customer, but the consumer is your real customer. So I will explain everything systematically uh, about my experience. Now, organic farming initially till date, no research centers except what Dr. Yadav explained. One center in remote area. I don't know what sort of a research these guys are doing. But so far, even in during this government's time of 6 years, the only there is no research centers, and hopefully they will come up with such things because we have not been given the level playing field with the conventional farming, whereas they have never explained that a package of chemicals is termed as a fertilizer. The thing which they call fertilizer is not a fertilizer to my satisfaction as a farmer. If I put it on the plant burns. If I put it on the root of the plant dies. So how could you call it a fertilizer? Like Dr. Minhas just explained, the compost, the vermicompost, and all those things, they could be called fertilizer. You may apply either way, and that's gonna because that's part of the nature. And this is not maybe the part of the nature, but a step behind. Anything which doesn't give us the residue, what happens is when we use the chemical inputs and the farming being done by the chemical inputs, I have given a terminology of chemiculture. So when we do chemiculture, the see when we put so-called chemical inputs like fertilizer in the soil, so it raises the temperature of the soil to 15 degrees centigrade. Most of the very delicate microorganisms, they die because there's a chain of micro and macro organisms and available nutrients and minerals. They need to be broken and given like Dr. Minhas said, they are our cooks and they present the food to the root. So what happens is that the root, whatever is available, with the help of moisture, is giving it to the plant because it has no choice. Because it is static, it cannot move on its own. So whatever we give, the plant has to consume it and give it to us. What our experiments and our research, what we found out was there is not even a single agrochemical present on earth today which helps the root, and every chemical is hurting the root. So when you don't have a healthy root, how can you expect a healthy produce? So this is what is happening. So there are shortcuts. I went to Europe, I interacted with those people, and I found out. But since they were putting too much chemicals, so they set up their own rules and regulations. When I started, I had studied it for about 10 years on the subject. And what I found out was like we have to follow Ayurveda. Ayurveda, so we have to follow the Ayurveda. And I give you a very, recent example. This month, which is October, and we still have the temperature going up to 38 degrees centigrade. And the funny part is, it will start degree after it starts. And that is our calculation. That is the strength of Ayurveda. That is the strength of Vedic agriculture. So my conclusion is, let me explain to you about this month. This month is called, in our terminology, Vedic terminology, Adhik month. Adhik month, Adhik Mas. Adhik Mas. So I found out because I'm not I know everything. I'm just a farmer, but my colleagues they teach me a lot. I learn from people like you as well, and learning is what my passion is. So the consumer doesn't get what he deserves, and the farmer doesn't get what he deserves. So this is where so uh, we are we'll be presenting you this, and after with the question and answers, I've just talked so that you have lots and lots of questions in your mind. I can answer how you produce, and I can help you according to my experience how you can sell. But my humble submission is only ethical produce should go to the customer, and how it should go, how it would go, is what I will try to explain. If anything is left out, you can question me in the question and answers. Now, from a farmer's point of view, if you guys can see this presentation, so there is no direct market linkage, and that's the biggest. What's happening today? The farmers are protesting. The farmers are protesting, and what do they do? Because they produce, and they are so scared. The government is buying. The government may not buy after a time because MSP is not a law. MSP is only administrative order. Previous government, what they did, this smartness which farmer never comes to know about it. So unless it is it is made a law or it is strengthened, farmer will always be in the doldrum. And when the farmer is in a doldrum, naturally the customer is in a doldrum because the total power will go in the hands of, uh, you see, corporates. So this is what is happening now, which you guys are, read in the papers or on the televisions and things like that. Then the second thing is the small holding. Now holdings have kind of really squeezed to very small, like just Dr. Minhas said, 1 acre or a half acre or 2 acres maximum. So what to do? So government has come up with the FPOs, farmer producer organizations, and this is how the small holdings will get together and they will become big. I'll try and explain what is and what it should be. Now there is no financial backup for inputs, machine storage. So far, for farming, the infrastructure hasn't been built up. The funny part of the whole thing is we have the highest horsepower per acre in the world, but no implements. Like the biggest problem in organic farming or farming is weeds. And for weeds, the farmers, what do they do? They don't have that much labor. They cannot pay that much because the prices of the product is too low. So they take the help of chemical sprays, weedicides. And those weedicides, it has been proven, which is carcinogenic. And this is how the Monsanto came down. So those weedicides were sprayed. That's where the whole negative cycle starts. So the financial backup has to be there. The research institutes have to be there. The machines and you see those implements needs to be developed or brought in from the developed countries for manufacturing in India. If we are manufacturing planes and like missiles, why can't we manufacture farm equipments which are suitable for small farmers or big holding? If we are coming up with FPOs, we have to have those implements which are absolutely absent. And there are no logical facilities available. Like the 40 to 45% of our perishables, like vegetables, fruits, drinks, etc. They at the farm level, they they're destroyed. They don't come into use. So what's the big fun? Even the grains, what I have read and heard, I mean, we have produced only wheat and rice, and then the government is claiming we are self-sufficient in food. Do we eat only wheat and rice? If we see our thali, traditional thali, more than 30 to 35 ingredients are used in it. So if you want to balance your food, balance your farming, like make sustainable the whole system, you have to look at the thali and the jungle. The farming is taught by the jungle, and thali will teach you how to make it sustainable because all those ingredients have to be produced in that ratio. Now processing, see everything we are following West, and I'm really astonished. I think that is why, because Sanskrit has been taken away, and we are yearning and we are howling for Sanskriti because Sanskrit teaches you the total Vedic system, the connection with each other, like the celestial moments I just explained. So this haphazard processing system, the logics, this is what is not needed. We need to study what was happening before, how we were storing our food, and then make a research and take it forward. And a prominent institution of this thing, food processing ministry, I asked the high official, I said, what have you done about the organic food, organic processing? There is no help for organic processing. There is no research for organic processes. So what can you do? You just telling us to put up the industry, put up this thing. But where do we get the technology from? So far, whatever research has been done by the farmers itself. The universities haven't done anything. Till date, they are reluctant. I've talked to the VCs. I mean, VC is the highest authority. I mean, I couldn't talk, you know, higher than that because that is the university's boss. And all over, it's the same story. And that comes, then I heard and I learned that has been coming from the high up, the government itself. Government is not serious. Government needs to be serious for organic food because organic producers, which are farmers, they don't have deep pockets to pay anybody, which is the prevailing present system. But the chemical industry it's going on after the Second World War. They have the deepest pocket. They can fulfill the pockets of whatever it is. So that is not matching unless we are given a level playing field in comparison to the chemical input. Organic coming, it's very it is coming up because people want it, the customer, but very slow process. The moment the level playing field is given, like for logistics, I was explaining, we need to have logistics like cold storages, all the processes, the research, which is not there because the government is not serious, because the government is made to understand that organic is not capable of feeding the masses, which is absolutely a lie. So far, the records of any produce are with the organic side. No chemical side is keeping a record better than uh, organic. So it's all a misinformation, which I call an intellectual corruption. Now the knowledge is there. This knowledge, whatever is being provided, that's provided like even from university. If you take university magazines, they're all suggesting about the chemicals and the packages and all that. Why? Why? Let there be 50-50. Because they have not worked, they are not willing to work because they don't get the money. So they propagate the chemicals. And even in, you can say, the universities, even in the universities, what is being taught? Just the chemical chemistry. Nobody is teaching farming. These guys are developing a nursery for the chemical industry.
Hello? 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 I think there is some issue from Mr.
Hello, am I audible? Hello, hello.
Sir, can you hear
Yeah, I
me?
can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I actually
okay, that's.
lost you for few
I know, I
minutes.
know. No, you will never lose me. Don't worry. I have good assistance here.
Please continue, sir.
I was talking about the consumer side. The consumers get very low quality product. Now coming back to the, since it's an organic scene, now the customer, it's only the educated customer, the young folks, those who with a small family and they want to have the fresh and nice food. They what they don't have the trust on organic anymore. I mean, they are buying because they are not getting anything, better than that. but at the same time, they have a doubt in their minds. And that is why a lot of people have started producing their own. And no price transparency, no production transparency. It's a fictitious transparency, which I had just explained in the beginning. I'll repeat it again. The suggestion is that all the farmers which are doing organic farming, if a company is getting done and the payment is being paid to the farmer's bank account, if that traceability is there, then accept it, because then it's the responsibility of the farmer. Now, what they do, the money is not going into the bank account of the farmer. They are fictitious farmers, fictitious registrations. You know, there is no percentage. It's a 100% same. So that is the basic problem. That could be because what they buy from the market and get it tested, and on the basis of test, they uh, give kind of you see, they say this is the transparency, and that's it. Unless they give you the traceability to the farmer's bank account, the consumer should not believe that it is organic. And I've been howling that we should make consumers organization, like there is a Organic Consumers Association of America and its member, and same thing should happen in India, because we have more consumers. Unless we win the faith of the consumer, give them transparency of the price, transparency of the production, how can they trust us? In the meantime of this last 15 or 20 years, we have lost our confidence. The industry is confident, then gained it. We should have gained it. And they boast that they have reached the 5,000 crores, which is nothing. It should have gone at least 100,000 crores. Because what I am producing at my farm, it's a non-allergen. If somebody is allergic to wheat, rice, gram, vegetables like mustard oil or whatever in my geographical area I'm able to produce. If somebody has allergy from that particular product, it's my experience. I cannot give it in writing, because this is what they will they will ask me, show us the proof, show us this. I'm just saying verbally, and anybody is welcome to test produce from my farms. And that is what we are doing. That's why we call it ethical farming. And this is what we want to develop, the ethical farms and the consumer of ethical produce. Next. So we have developed the holistic system. What is the holistic system? Like we do hand holding of the farmer right from the seeds. Now, organic farming is happening. You guys will be surprised. There is no organic seed. It's only filled in the blank, the farmer's seed. There is no agency for organic seed. And I was surprised to hear in one of the seminars that organic, no, not sorry, organic, the seed industry itself, not organic, seed industry itself in a great loss. Whereas they sell seeds at the rate of 300,000 per kg or 500,000 per kg, and they're still in loss. How can they be in loss? Because too much chemicals are used, and those chemicals go into the go, go into the DNA of the seed. And when we, this thing, showing it, diseases come. I have found out approximately 30 to 40% of the disease is coming from the seed. It's not only one thing which these guys have done to us, right from the seed. So we provide them with the seed, and when the sowing is done, we tell them whatever methods that they are, and then take things forward and take it to the maturity level. Once they harvest it, we help them uh, process their biomass. That biomass is processed, which gives heat energy. We have recently tied up with we have recently tied up with uh, an organization from Canada that heat energy will generate cold storage to the tune of minus 20 degrees centigrade. And then we have bio oil, which is called bio vinegar, and that bio vinegar can produce, uh, you see, the insecticide, pesticide, and fungicide. Just imagine we are producing 1 billion ton of biomass every year. And if we just take farm and forest and process only 500 million tons, we can get 60% syngas of the biomass, 25% is biochar, and approximately, you see, 5 to 10% varies from biomass to biomass. We'll get bio oil or bio vinegar. And you can imagine we won't have to import anything. Either we have to import chemicals, agrochemicals, or not we have to import the fossil fuels, or we don't have to let the perishables like vegetables and fruits and herbs go rot, because we will have around cold storages. And biochar is a wonder product. It is called a bio gold today. It is the latest thing, though it's the oldest. But since the knowledge hadn't been provided, it is the latest thing in today's farming. It can uh, retain 6 to 8% moisture in it, and in abundance the minerals and the microorganism. So once the moisture is there, the plant will stay alive, and it is a store. It's a storehouse of you see the minerals, etc., which are required for producing any crop. So it's a positive cycle. That's why we call it holistic. Now, next. So what we do is we have this farmland. So we teach the farmers. We coordinate and collaborate with the farmers for pre and post harvest management. Once we tell them how is it to be done, the crop is matured right from seed to till the harvesting. I've already explained to you. So that is done. Then procurement and processing starts. And how does it start? I'll again explain. So farms are there. So we do the crop identification. There are so many crops we are producing. We discourage monoculture. What has happened is this monoculture has brought the food value down. Once we have the mixed farming, like after paddy, we sow gram, along with it wheat, which is our ancient practice, and some mustard in it. And sometimes we grow fen, I mean, you can grow fenugreek, you can grow lentils. It depends, different geographical areas and this. So, coriander, yeah, some coriander sometimes. And it everything which we grow has a purpose to it. This process is called complementary and supplementary crops. So this is how the whole principle goes. It's a Vedic principle. And we do collaboration with the farmers, like the farmers join us. There is a procedure to join us, and after we become one unity, then comes the customer. So we educate the customers, we approach the customers, and we have the customer acquisition. Now, what is required? Once we have done the pre and post harvesting and procurement process is there, what do we do? What is needed? Storage is needed, warehousing is needed, and that is provided by the logistics governed by the biomass. There are two types of storage. Like there are two types of crop, perishable and non-perishable. There is no problem about growing non-perishable like vegetable because every vegetable has its own protocol. You can store a vegetable at a particular protocol. So our constant research, we have reached this level that storage and warehousing can be divided into two parts, and perishable will have, and whatever the carbon dioxide coming from there, or whatever other gases which we can utilize, we will utilize in storing the uh, non-perishable produce. So storages will be developed alongside the cold storages, and the cold storage is being run by the biomass heat, which is called thermal cold storages. So with the heat, we run the cold storage, and there is no expense in it. All the cost, energy comes down. We
Can you hear me? Mr. Harpal, can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's okay.
I can hear you now. Please continue.
क्या मेरी आवाज ज्यादा
जी.
है? Distribution and logistics. So our research team have found out we can take perishables right from Kashmir to Kanyakumari without any. Uh, you see this cold mm, vans. What you just ये जो refrigerated vans है ना, without the refrigerated van we can transport it. We have worked out the logistics just with the help of biomass only, which is available in abundance all over India. In the coming times, what I have read is the shortage of energy is going to be there. So we worked out this thing that all the farm produce, all the farm energy, we have to conserve it. And our carbon footprint is almost zero. We produce our own electricity. We produce our own inputs. We run our own cold storage. We have our own logistics, and we have our own warehouses. For this big concept, a lot of money is needed. We have the prototype ready, and if anybody wants to come in it, wants to understand, most welcome. Now, what we are producing? See, we are producing a range of organic vegetables, fruits, grain, pulses, spices, herbs, whatever is available. See, there is no problem about growing, producing any kind of a crop. Organically, it is much better. If the forest or jungles can come up on its own, why can't the organic farming? Chemical farming has restrictions. Organic farming doesn't have any restriction. Better food, better quantity, and better quality. So we have our own biofertilizers. We have our own quality inputs. You see, in Ayurveda, a lot of things have already been done. At the moment, our this agriculture input section, they have reached the nano level. So we provide nano inputs to the farmers because we found that too much plastic was being used for carrying the liquid fertilizer, so-called fertilizer, and that. So we thought this was not the practical solution. Here we want to have the zero carbon footprint and reduce the use of plastic. And here we are providing in my own field, there were lots and lots of bottles lying here and there. We thought of it, and we come to the nano level to reduce carbon footprint and reduce the use of plastics. So that is our strength at the moment. And so we have a dedicated business model to empower farming community. We give the knowledge to the farmers. We give them the logistics, and we support wholly whichever farmers are attached with us. Customers are directly connected. There are ways. See, if you want organic business to be successful, then the money has to come in regularly. How you can do it? We need to export because that's where we sell in bulk and get a better price. Then we need to wholesale within the country. That will also go in bulk. And then we need to retail it directly to the customer. And there, we have evolved a different innovative ways. And then we give a lot of knowledge to the farmer. Different farmers are like some farmers are doing goat farming, some are doing along with agriculture, they're doing dairy farming. So like this, we then when the question of processing comes, we are exploring the ways how to process organically. There are certain products where we have some hiccups, and we have joined our hands with some scientists to evolve the ways to process it organically so that we don't have to use preservators. So the preservators, if we are not using, it's excellent for the consumers.
Sir, can you hear me?
It's okay. Huh? So
Can you hear me?
very long and people get bored. So I try to shorten it so that you see our viewers and customers and whosoever wants to put questions want to give more time for question and answers.
Sure, sir.
So I think this is visible. Anybody and everybody can read it. So this is the urban and that's a population. This is where the vegetables are harvested. So our customer has the leverage to choose anything. Farm level training and support. Slowly, you see, we want to improve and do mechanization, not 100% mechanization, where they call it, like robots and things like that. What will our workers do? We want a semi thing so that at least the vibration of the producer and the labor involved in touching it, the good vibration should go into the food. So we take the middle path, not the extreme. Our produce has complete traceability. And traceability, I have already explained to you. Unless the money goes into the bank account of the farmer, it, so I think that that's enough as a briefing. And I would like to get some questions from the audience, whatever it is.
First of all, thank you so much, sir. So we do have few questions. So you're talking about holistic approach, and
Yeah,
as you mentioned really well, that it's not only we eat only rice and wheat. When we eat a meal in a thali, there are different food products and different dishes which are made out of different ingredients, right?
exactly.
So yes, so exactly my question here is, what do you think? How long it will take to equally balance the implementation and distribution between all the food? Because see, if in one meal I am eating two products organic and rest other inorganic products, then I'm not practicing a healthy organic lifestyle. Are you getting it? So how do we deal with it? What do
You
you
see,
think?
you are just presuming that certain products are organic and certain are not in the thali.
Yes, sir, because see,
It was
nowadays we don't get everything organic. That
let
is
me
a
let me
fact.
see
Yeah,
the real producers, the ethical producers get no chance because
yeah.
their uh, their production is low.
Hmm.
They don't have the means. They don't have the money. There is no support for especially designed with the banks for organic.
Hmm.
Bank treat every customer, whether chemical customer or organic customer, in the same way. And on the government part and the authorities part, nobody understands what organic is. You see,
Okay.
see that's the problem.
Hmm.
Now, what organic we get today, I'll explain
Hmm.
to you what it is.
Hmm.
You see, this organic is only natural or chemical free. Can they claim that our produce is non-allergen? They cannot. I'm
They
claiming it.
cannot. Yes.
See, so because of the system, because the problem with human being is there are two basic problems which I have found out:
Hmm.
taking shortcuts and taking things for granted. There is no shortcut. I'm 74. I haven't found any shortcut, and I've found out I cannot take anything for granted. On top of that, the farmers, the scare, it's a scary situation. Farmers are so afraid after this ordinance. क्या होगा? हमारी MSP खत्म हो जाएगी.
Hmm.
You know, nobody is giving them assurance. So what do the farmer do? Farmer doesn't have means. He is in a doldrum. Farming. See, I give an example. In a lot of meetings, when I declare I'm a farmer, my value goes down to zero. I'm talking English. I can talk in all the accents, but that doesn't make me an educated person. It's only 26 letters language. I can talk in 52 letters language, which is more accurate. See, what I mean to say is there is a dearth of knowledge and there is a dearth of receptivity. What we say, that is not there. The farmer is not being benefited by this system, the organic system. The consumer is not being benefited by this system. Who's benefited? The middleman. And here the government is claiming we want to eradicate the middleman. No, you don't want to eradicate. You want to replace the middleman, a bigger middleman. So the farmer is never dares to come up. They have not provided the level playing field. They are heavily subsidizing. I asked the minister, I said, sir, you are subsidizing urea. I give you, just take one example. You lift the urea subsidy today and ask the farmer to apply so much urea. Can he apply? He was quiet for a while. 1, 2 seconds, he said, no, he cannot apply. I said, why don't you give us the level playing field? We'll give you better yield, better quality yield, and save lot of money for the nation. all these produce. I'm coming to your answer. Whatever the masalas, जो भी अंग्रेजी में इनको बोलो, I feel more comfortable calling masalas. And the Westerners have learned masala. They're all organic. Anything which yields less needs less nutrients. All of them are organic, but they are forcibly, made chemicalized, because the chemical industry has such deep pocket. They can afford to give loan to the farmer for even 3 years. They won't ask for the payment. Today, farmers' chemical bill has gone so up. When the bill of chemicals go up, the farmer's yield will be reduced and the quality will be reduced. The farmer doesn't know how to do farming. He is just restricted to bottle and bag. बॉटल में पेस्टिसाइड आएगा, बैग में फर्टिलाइजर आएगा. See, they haven't been able to explain what fertilizer is. Can anybody become a wrestler by drinking booze, liquor?
No.
Then how can they produce healthy food by putting poison in it? See,
That
you
makes
drinking
sense, sir.
tea. If you put salt in your tea, will
Yeah,
the sugar go up or go down?
it will go down, of course.
Then simple logics. So consumer has to be aware. I would request you guys and request all the audience, the learned audience, please make a consumer association of India, organic consumer association of India, and you will have strength. You will be able to protest. You will be able to do something. Now we've been separated by the middleman, and we cannot join hands with each other. And these guys have, the trust has been lost. They don't trust anybody anymore. Quantity and quality, only organic कहेंगे. Any other question?
Um, just like you said, sir, I think it's very much right. The awareness is very important. And like I said to the last speaker also, that it is very important for all of us to be aware, because agriculture sector is the foundation of Indian economy, right? And it's an irony for the, I think, for all of us, because see, humans are always very, they always resist change. So whenever they want to change something, they always resist. So somebody like farmers, if we talk about, जिनके लिए चीजें बहुत रिस्क पे होती हैं, बहुत उनको लगता है कि कम पैसा लगेगा, ज्यादा पैसा लगेगा, ज्यादा प्रोडक्टिविटी नहीं होगी, उन्हें रिस्क नहीं लेना. सो इट इज लिटिल डिफिकल्ट टू दैट लेवल टू मेक इट aware and मेक इट हैपन. बट आई थिंक जो आपने यहाँ पे पॉइंट्स रेज किए हैं कि वी ऑल हैव टू गेट टुगेदर और एक होलिस्टिक अप्रोच के साथ हमें इस चीज को आगे बढ़ाना चाहिए. एवरीबडी शुड हैव दैट विजन. So I think that's really great, sir. Thank you so much for your wonderful insights. It was really amazing to have you on panel today.
Thank you. Thank you.
So audience, if you have any other question, Mr. Harpal Singh is here.
Just to add, Swati, that Harpal Singh ji is our event partner for this event, and he is the one who is bringing the entire organic lobby, what we can call it, and the wonderful speakers what we had today, dear audience, is all thanks to Mr. Garewal. And he has also been working with us from last 2 months constantly on this event, and he has also put in a lot of efforts. We all have gone through a lot of trouble in this COVID and everything, but still somehow I feel happy that this show has gone well. The speakers have really given wonderful insights, and even the exhibitors, although this platform is little new for the exhibitors, but still they managed to show the products and the USPs of their company. And I'm really very happy today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Harpal sir, thank you very
Thanks for
much.
you guys listening to an uneducated farmer.
Sir, thank you.
That is sir's way of cracking humor.
Correct. So if there are any questions, just go
Any
ahead or
questions, you give them
yes,
my email or
sure.
they can ask me on WhatsApp. No
Yes.
problem. No problem.
Okay. We will just share your
Most
number
welcome.
and email
Most
with
welcome.
the audience.
But please
And
try to build a Organic Consumers Association of India.
sir, you should take a lead. We will support you.
Make a group
आपके
and add
आपके
us.
मुंबई से चलेगा,
हाँ,
मुंबई से
जरूर
चलेगा जहां पैसा है,
जरूर
क्योंकि
सर, we will take your
लोग
point.
सलाम करते हैं सूर्य को, जहां से चढ़ता है वहीं। तो
जरूर
वो ये पैसे का सूर्य वो मुंबई मुंबई से ही चढ़ता है। तो
जरूर
आप लोग
सर.
स्टार्ट कीजिए, आई विल सपोर्ट यू।
Perfect, sir. Perfect. So I think the time has come to say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah,
And Swati,
so nice of you guys. You had the patience to listen to me.
It's a pleasure, sir.